Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Kindness Rising. This is Traditions Week, and as we move into the holidays, I want to start by saying something gently and honestly. Not every tradition looks the same every year. Some get adjusted, some get skipped, and some exist only in our memory this time around. But that doesn't mean they're broken. It just means they're alive.
This is Kindness Rising.
Okay, here we go, folks. It is Christmas week. Always a stressful and crazy time for people who celebrate, who have a lot to live with and to do before and leading up to the holidays. And so I am going to honor that this week with our Traditions Week. And I am going to give context for that. And that is this year, our Christmas in our house is going to look a little different too. We've had one before that were different, and we will have ones that are different again. But this year, the big news is that the matriarch of our family, my mother, is going to stay where she is. She's going to stay put. She's going to stay healthy. And we are going to celebrate Christmas a little bit differently this year. But we will talk about tradition, and we will talk about memories, and we will still make memories, and we can be sad, and we can be grateful, and we can also be merry throughout the holiday season this year. All of us, regardless of where our families are, regardless of who's with us today that wasn't with us yesterday. That's always brings up those feelings around Christmas time. I am not going to be morose for 30 minutes here, but I am going to acknowledge that it's okay to have those feelings, to feel a little sad, to feel a little nostalgic, to feel a little bit like maybe something's missing. And then you'll start making new memories, and then it'll be filling those spaces. So that's today's subject. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Yonda stuck. That's very cool. It is very cool. It's very cool here at Kindness Rising. It's very cool here with Mike Sullivan, future life coach, who always is here every day, up and at 'em bright and early, 4:30 out on the West Coast. Yonda, tell us where you're coming from and what's up. We come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to get up with a little positivity, to rise above the noise, to wake up with a little bit of context and perspective before we start our day and get into all the insanity that's out there in the world. That's why Kindness Rising exists, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday. And this week we're talking about traditions, and we're talking about the holiday seasons. How do you celebrate the holidays? What's up? What's different? How are you processing things differently this year? Because we tend to talk about tradition as if it's fragile. Like if we miss a year or change a plan or we aren't physically together, something important is lost. Yes, there is a loss. But if you zoom out a little further, not just to the last generation, but to even generations before that, a little bit of historical context, families separated by oceans, by war, by work, by seasons that didn't allow easy travel. Letters took weeks to reach people. Reunions were never guaranteed, and some holidays were spent waiting or imagining or remembering. And yet those traditions still survive. They still survive to us. They will survive into the next generation if we choose to carry them through, and new traditions will be made. Remember, not long ago was COVID. Our traditions all got disrupted there, and we were sad, and it was crazy, and it was outside of our control so much, so much. But what it did was it accelerated some of the things that we're doing today that we just take almost for granted already right here. This would not be happening if COVID didn't happen. Our lean into video technology and using live connection through digital technologies to connect with people wouldn't have happened without COVID. So just remember those, sometimes those things that are missing, sometimes those things that have changed or whatever the case may be are what create the next thing or accelerate the next thing. We're going to be okay together. Carol Birdie, love always remains. How grateful and blessed are we? Carol Birdie, I know you. That's a relative of mine, my Aunt Carol, who I'm going to look forward to seeing this week later on. And yeah, you did do it, Aunt Carol. You did. You did. It's awesome that you're joining. I am so glad. Uh, and I'm glad that everybody else is here. Yonda, I hope you're still sticking around, and Mike Sullivan. But absolutely. All right. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. We are here this week talking about traditions. We are talking about the way things change and the way we adapt. I think for a lot of people, every year comes with a change, comes with a different perspective. We live full lives, and every year it changes a little bit. Sometimes we're celebrating fully, sometimes we're rebuilding, sometimes we're grieving, and sometimes we're just exhausted. It happens. And some years is perfect and da da da. But everyone experiences it a little different, and it is natural to have a mix of all those feelings of nostalgia, to be sad, to be happy, to be optimistic, to be grateful, but also still a little tender, and all that belongs here. It's okay to have all those feelings, because tradition isn't about creating a perfect past. It's about staying connected however we can right now here in the present. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm glad you've chosen to get up with me, Matthew Roof, and I am here because every day I come here at 7:30 a.m. Eastern to bring a little positivity, to bring a little bit of connection with people here in the community, to get your day started with a little bit of hope, a little bit of humanity, a little bit of humor, and a lot of heart. So that's why we are here. Thank you for coming and joining. And one thing we do is we take it back a little bit. I try to connect. I love movies and film. I already said movies and film, both of them. Uh, Radio, music, social connections, social times, milestones in our lives, touchstones. And of course, it's Christmas week, so we are going to bring it to the holidays. And I'm talking about a holiday movie that isn't really about Christmas, but I don't know why I chose it. I think I got it confused with another movie at the same time. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm actually talking about Groundhog Day. I was thinking about Bill Murray, I think Scrooge, and then Groundhog Day. But what it reminds me of over and over again, the repetition of things, right? That's it. At first, it feels unbearable for him. It felt pointless. And like time itself, it had stalled. And that's how traditions can feel sometimes, especially when life has changed, when people are missing, when things don't look the way they used to. But here is the part of Groundhog Day. The day doesn't change, but he does. And at the beginning, he fights the routine. Nothing gets better, but something shifts within inside of him. And the meaning of things show up differently, and it comes up showing differently inside of him. So I don't know. That was a weird one. Not my best moment here at Kindness Rising, but I'm still here. But what I do want to talk about, and is get back onto that routine about that if the holidays are different than what they were, then somehow they uh, are not whole or not full. And here's the reality. The reality is that life changes. Life changes every day. And I actually was reading a story of a famous person who many of you know, I'm sure, whose life is changing. And his wife, who is his caregiver, has been blogging about it, has been chronicling the journey of it's actually dementia and a surprising journey that one of our heroes of our days of Gen X is experiencing right now, and that's Bruce Willis. I don't know if you got anybody else out there is following what Emma Willis, his wife, past 15, they've been married like 15, 20 years, I think, at this point. So I don't even know if people know who she is, but that's his current wife who is accepting and embracing the role as his caregiver, as his body changes, as his mind changes. I know that his daughters too have been out there talking about their journey with their father as he changes. It's a little sad, but here's what Emma is doing, Emma Willis, and she just blogged about the holiday season, and I think it fits very well with what we are talking about here today. She says this: there's a misconception that if the holidays aren't what they weren't, let's try that again. This is what Emma Willis says. There's a misconception that if the holidays aren't what they once were, they must be hollow. But meaning doesn't require everything to stay the same. It requires connection. I think in pretty much in two sentences, what Emma just said there and what they're experiencing again in the Willis household, the change that they're going through fits very well with what we're talking about today. Does the year look different for you out there this year as you're preparing for your holidays? Or maybe it's a year where things are just the same. What I hope is that you're carrying some hope and some optimism into your heart, wherever that little tiny spark might be. If you're having change, if you're out there and you're alone, reach out to me. You can hang out with me, at least digitally, for sure. No one wants to be alone. I will be here on Christmas morning at 7:30 a.m. because I know some people count on that. So somehow I'm going to juggle it in to my morning. Luckily, I have children who will probably still be asleep at that point. They're not up and at them too early, but I will be here on Christmas morning for anyone out there who's looking for a little connection to start their Christmas day. And again, I'm just thinking about COVID, our COVID years during Christmas holidays were Zoom dinners, and we had blowing kisses the through the camera, and carols were heard over loudspeakers or through your speakers on your computer. People were connecting and making. I remember there were some great holiday videos from like some choirs and stuff where they would sing in harmony and they would come up on these Zooms. Remember those? Those were a pretty popular thing at that time because it was a way for people connecting. Hope you can see me. My chat line is giving me trouble. Roseanne Roof, I can see you. I can see you out there. I can read your chat too, for sure. For sure. So yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted there. Take a little breath. So yeah, we've had lots of changes over the years. You know, we tend to focus on the changes that are maybe a little sad, a little negative. We all have at this point in our lives have experienced loss and memory, but how many positive memories, how many amazing things, children's first Christmases, little Christmas miracles that have happened, snowstorms, laughter, few calories of amazing, delicious food consumed. I know that is true in our house. And just the love that we all share. Um, so I want to make sure that we are not forgetting about those two if we are feeling a little down and a little sad today, because there's always chaos. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about, as I was listening to carols, Christmas carols yesterday, very seldom, but I was actually doing some cooking. I was thinking 12 days of Christmas. Imagine if everything, all those things were in one room at one time, all those gifts. It might be a little chaotic. Maybe it would look something like this.
Watch the table! Keep playing! The cow's moving on! Oh, forget it! Heads up! Holy nutcrackers! It's been 12 days of this!
There's your 12 days of Christmas all at once. Holy nutcrackers. I was just thinking, oh my God, do they have a barn? Like, where do they keep all those birds? The maids milking, the ladies dancing. It is chaos, chaos, chaos. So, remember, if you're having a little peaceful, quiet Christmas, it could be that. We had those Christmases too. We've had the 12 ladies dancing. Trust me. I know there's a few people out there listening right now that know about some of the crazy Christmases too. So love it. Love it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Him2.oyt. Yada yada. I love people with those kinds of handles. Is there some meaning behind it? Connor. What's up, Connor? I don't care. I don't care who you are. I care that you are here. That's all that matters, is that you show up here every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Come join us for a little bit of kindness rising, a little bit of positivity, a little bit of an open community that welcomes all who are kind, I was chatting with a buddy of mine over the weekend on LinkedIn, and it came down to this, and excuse my expression, just don't be an asshole. That's it. So that was our sum. That was our sum of how to interact online with people, how to get involved in chats, how to be yourself, to be your authentic self when you're live, how to interact with human beings. Be funny, be yourself, be as quirky and odd and unique as you want to be. Just don't be an asshole. That's it. That's my Christmas wish for you. My Christmas advice. Don't be an asshole. All right. Seriously, though, I appreciate everyone who comes out every day for Kindness Rising. And I don't know what that means about put the fries in the bag. J.C. Sargent. These things come up. Whatever. Put the fries in the bag. I don't know. Is that funny as when I say it? I do remember that Christmas carol that was popular for a while. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Here come the fries. I don't know. It was pretty funny. I'm sure it's out there. Everyone's heard it, but Carol of the Bells done to fast food workers' life. Ding, fries are done. All right. Welcome in to Kindness Rising. Today is Monday of Christmas week. We are talking about all kinds of traditions, the fact that traditions change, the fact that that's just life. Different people are with us in different ways. Life is changing for my family for this Christmas. People are going to be in different places, and we might not have the same food on the table. But what we have is we certainly have a lot of memories that will be discussed, I'm sure, but we also have just togetherness and understanding and connection, which is a blessing. That's our blessing. Some people don't have it. So, and like I said, if you don't have it, just keep coming here. This is what we're building here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday as part of the Mornings in the Lab network. And then we get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends at 8 a.m. for a little bit of conversation, a little chaotic, a little adult humor and conversation over there, but amazing guests and energy for positivity. The vibe is the same. The pillars are the same to help people wake up wherever they are and just get going, just to act, to be connected, to be intentional with your life, all those things that will make your life a little better. That's what the Mornings in the Lab network exists for, and we are expanding and we are growing. We have some new shows coming up for you in 2026, and we have more conversations going on with more people who are interested in our support in going live at Mornings in the Lab, and you can too. Don't forget to reach out to me, Matt Roof. We can help you do this in a way that that helps the world, but also helps you to stand out, to rise above, to connect with your community, to lead a tribe of people. Hey, Corey, welcome in. Lenicia Campbell, but you say, hi, I am Corey, and I am Matt. It is nice to meet you. Welcome in this morning to Kindness Rising, where we come every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. as part of the Mornings in the Lab. We're talking about traditions. We saw Sensei Whiskers. We watched a little bit about the 12 Days of Christmas and some chaos this morning. I'm sure there are some people who are having some chaotic holidays too. So tell me more if you would like. All right. I am going to have another sip of coffee. I brought this guy out. I don't know why I'm bringing him out. Oh, he's not going to work now, of course. Anyway, Darth Vader came to say hi. All right. Making changes every day here at Kindness Rising, including Darth Vader, my little toy. Ridiculous. All right. So we also like to give you a little bit of something to take with you every day here on Kindness Rising, something to think about throughout the week. And these are 3 things that might be worth carrying with you this week. I hope they are. Tradition. Tradition works when connection matters more than perfection. Connection over perfection, meaning this is it. This is how we come live. This is who we are, accepting who we are, knowing that there might be traditions missing, but you're making new ones. And that's what matters, the connection. Second, tradition survives when it's allowed to bend instead of break. Bend instead of break. We're calling this our hybrid Christmas as far as our meal goes this year. It's a hybrid Christmas. We're bringing some of the original traditions, keeping some of the core stuff, and bringing some new stuff into our meal. And that's okay too. We have spent many, many years doing the full amazing blessings of a full Italian Christmas Eve dinner My mother, my grandmother, my aunts, we all, the family, my mother in particular, leading the way in bringing our family together for the generational traditions. And we are blessed for every single one of those. And we're going to carry some forward this year, but maybe not the whole thing. And we'll be missing you, Mom. I know you're out there, and I'm just saying it publicly. And that's it. That's it. So I'm not going to get morose about that, but remember this: that togetherness can travel. It can travel. Togetherness does not have to be in the same room at the same time. It travels through memory. It travels through intention, and it travels through technology. So we'll be doing Zoom calls, we'll be doing live streams, we'll be doing whatever it takes to stay connected. And that is amazing. That is a miracle of the world that we live in today, right now, that we are able to connect this way. Absolutely. And it's a miracle that that I'm able to get up here every day and do this. So that is the excitement. If you're out there and you're listening, please just subscribe to the channel. Join us right here on YouTube. Join us on LinkedIn every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And the way you can help is to support the channel is to just hit that subscribe button. Wake up with a little bit of hope, a little bit of humanity, a little bit of positivity before the insanity of the day gets you going. And come back. And come back, because I'm coming back. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm glad for every single one of you who comes out here every day and sticks with us and contributes, whatever it might be, however you're feeling. I will be here for you, and I look forward to seeing you here. And then we get on over, like I said, to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And Keith has a subject today. I am looking for this is a good one. This is a really important one. It's a really important one. We lived it this weekend with our family, and I lived it. And I lived it in a way I felt like that was positive and leading our family with a little bit of, okay, we're going to take care of some business. We took care of what we needed to do, but it required this. It required compromise. Compromise between the past and the present, between what we wish things still were and what they actually are, and between our needs and the needs of the people we care about. And that's what Keith and John and friends are talking about today. That's where they're headed next. How compromise done with intention can actually bring us closer instead of pulling us apart. So stick around, get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Come back here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. This week on Kindness Rising, we're exploring tradition not as something rigid, but as something resilient. Something that survives the distance and spans generation and adapts when life requires it. Because the truest tradition has always been this: showing up for one another in body when we can, in spirit when we must. And I am glad we are able to connect here on Kindness Rising. So until tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.